What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I've got another video for you guys. As you can tell by the thumbnail or title, this is part 2 of the teardown. We're taking the rear end out, and hopefully in the next week or so going to be getting this truck back together. A little bit of time lapse in this for you guys, talk a little bit, show some parts again. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's video.
Beat them in. Watch. Now, that's ready. See right there? Now, look on your left side over here. See that yellow sticker? It tells you bend that tab. Oh, sure. You bend that tab in, it won't pull out no more.
I'm sure. That makes sense.
How hot is this pumpkin have to go? Just put it there just in case. Or so when it doesn't rotate? Yeah, I'm saying when we unhook it. This shit's gonna be easy, right?
No.
Oh, no?
I don't know where you come up with that shit.
Why is it not easy? I thought it's easy. Is it logic? Oh.
Just throw it underneath there.
Huh?
After you and your dad always say, just throw it underneath.
I got this.
So pretty much what you guys are seeing here is I'm taking a 15 by 16th socket, I believe, on our 1/2-inch impact and taking our U-bolts down. I already previously took off the brake lines, disconnected the sensors, the ABS sensor for emergency braking, and we are getting ready to drop our axle down. But then you also see coming up, I ended up having to use a grinder with a cutoff wheel. One of the bolts was seized up on our U-bolt and was giving me a hell of a time. But after we cut that, we end up lowering the jacks and pulling our axle out.
Right next to this one here. The outer one back here. Just got it next to the lock. I got it on both sides for that.
But as you guys can see right here, we are lowering our rear axle onto both jacks. We're going to have it where it sits on the jacks and we can pull it out, so our axle will no longer be underneath in the rear. You'll see coming up that the blocks were giving us a hard time because they were pinched on the alignment holes on the top where the center pin on our leaf springs go. So me and Jim Bob were having to tap it with a hammer and pull it back and forth until they came free.
Tap the center of it.
Top edge. Take the springs off real quick or should I just hold on? Put your thumb down there, catch it on. Yeah.
Thank you. Someone just needs a new U-boat, right?
Imagine them going to put that shit on. How funny that would be. Thank you. I was gonna say all the tools, put the hammer in, but whatever's mine. Make sure you put chains back in the truck.
Do what?
The chains.
Yeah.
So as you guys saw in that brief time lapse, we took our rear end out. There's our rear end right there, disconnected the brake lines, the emergency brakes, all the sensors. The only thing left hanging is the leaf springs, which I will take off tomorrow or the next day when we put the other leaf springs on, or the new leaf springs on. But that is it. She's floating, drive shaft is out, there's nothing underneath it. We went ahead and lined up our new axle that we got just to kind of put it there. So we lowered the truck down because the truck was sitting like that because of how tall it was, but we actually lowered it since we are going back to 4.5, 5 inches. Truck doesn't need to be lifted that tall because we'll just have to lower it back down or jack it up when we put it back together. But this will be easier. We got the buckets on, PMF buckets. Over here we have our leaf springs that off camera. We had to push our bushings back in, put the leaf springs together. Wasn't too bad since stock leaves are just 3, you know, and then you got your little spacers in the middle so they don't sit necessarily on each other. There's like an 1/8 of an inch gap, as you can see in between, so they don't rub or squeak or whatever. Got new pads for those so they don't squeak. Got new center pins, steering stabilizers right there for if I end up running a dual steering stabilizer. Don't know yet, but pretty much those will probably be going on tomorrow. Got our PMF diff covers and axle trusses. Axle trusses, axle's not in really bad shape at all. Like I said, I think the whole lift has about less than 2,000 miles on it, 2,500 miles, something like that. It sucks I am losing the steel braided brake lines, but I think I'm gonna have Trevor make me some more for the rear. And we're talking about doing a bolt-on axle truss this time so we can take it off and it'll just give us a little bit more powder, but we can run brake lines again through it. It just looks a lot cleaner. And then when you come over here and look at the new rear end we have, it just makes this look a lot better. I mean, these brake lines look like shit in my opinion, and it just cleans it up and it hides it. It just looks a lot better, and a rear axle truss will look good. We got rear diff covers from PMF. Here's the front axle, again in pretty good shape, was painted to match the truck. Faceplates on the axle truss. And while we're at it, I'll go ahead and show you our old lift that is sitting over here. Again, we just pulled it all off. I will be selling this whole lift, everything from frame under. If you want the axles, that'll be extra, but everything's going. Leaf springs, if you want the leaf springs, you got to take the axles as well. but I will be selling everything that you see on this pallet. Shocks, don't know if I'll keep the sway bar, everything, cross member, whole nine, everything here, buckets, coilovers are underneath, everything on it will be going. These are full fabricated lift from PMF. It's like over, I think with coilovers, it's like 10 to 12K. Only taking reasonable offers on it. If you guys are interested, either comment or message me on Instagram, or like I said, drop a comment down below, but that will be for sale. A couple of the stuff just needs to be washed, but that's pretty much, you know, what we've been doing. Again, all the hardware is over here as you see it. We have some spacers. Those are our 3-inch spacers that we are going to be putting on the truck with our 24x14s on 33s. I'm out of breath after pulling that axle out and everything. I haven't taken a break. So we're gonna be stupid wide, but one of them is polished, or not polished, it's raw. So I'm probably gonna sand them all and just paint them or hit them with some paint. Might have them powder coated, haven't decided yet. You don't really see spacers that much, at least on 14 wides. But yeah, that's pretty much how it is. You know, I'll give you guys a little like overview, or I guess show you guys underneath the truck, you know, like I do a full walk around like I've done before. But that's pretty much, you know, the gist of it. You know, I mean, we showed you, you know, tearing the rear axle apart, and yeah, it's probably gonna sit like this until either tomorrow, and I'm gonna film a little bit more. I'm gonna try to get that video out maybe by Saturday. Today's Thursday, maybe get it out by Saturday, maybe Sunday, you know, Sunday afternoon or early Sunday. But yeah, like I said, what I'll do is do another little time lapse, and then we'll do the outro, and this will be the end of part 2. So thank you guys for coming along. Like and subscribe if you're new. Drop a comment down below. Let's go ahead and get you guys into the walk around. So yeah, like I was saying, that's pretty much going to end the video here. If you made it this far, drop a comment, like, subscribe. We got some more content coming for you guys. The rebuild on this is going to be nasty. Like I said, we got more parts coming. Sent our other 4-link brackets and diff covers to get the Eagles color match black. So they're two-tone, seafoam and black. We got some step covers coming. Like I mentioned, we have another new sponsor on the channel. I'm not going to say yet. Should be announced in the next video. Big sponsor, gonna help us out with some under the hood parts to make our engine bay look really nice. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. Like I said, I'm trying to be more consistent for you guys, like I had said. So stay tuned, look out for that. And yeah, like I said, thank you guys for this ride. Thank you for continuously checking out, coming back. That's gonna end the video here. So as always, I will see you guys in the next one.